Hello and welcome back. Last night I put out a video which was all about some visions that the Lord had given me regarding the state of the church. Now I'm actually redoing this video because I wasn't entirely happy with what I put out last night. So my apologies to you if you've subscribed to my channel and already seen this. Please just skim past this particular video. So it's the 8th of July, and the visions that I want to share with you happened, the first one has happened on the 27th of June. And what I saw, what was given to me, was I was looking down from above, from the ceiling of a huge atrium or church, and all I could see was the tiled floor. Now, I didn't know initially whether it was a church or not, but the Lord has led me in the path of discovery, and I realize now that He was talking about the church. So, as I looked down on the floor, all I could see was the most beautiful mosaic pattern made with tiny tiles of colours green, blue, and yellow, and a little bit of white. Now, these small tiles made up a beautiful picture of lots of circles. But intricately cut and coloured. And I will just show you a picture, just moving over to a very quick sketch drawing I did. This is the sort of shape that I saw of the tiles. Now this is not accurate because the circles at the top were actually larger, and then the circles as it came down to the bottom got a little bit smaller. But as you can see, there is a more defined dot there at the bottom, and I am still to this day not quite sure what that means. But I do have some ideas, and I will reveal that as the Lord makes it clearer to me. Now, after I saw this vision, I asked the Lord in my half sleep, "Why did you show me that vision? I don't understand it." And then He showed me another vision. And this time I saw a large hand, which I know to be the Lord's, and I just saw the hand, and it came down and He peeled that tiled mosaic, which was absolutely huge, up with His hands like a sticker is peeled off paper. And then He held it in His hand in a pose of disgust, and I will show you a picture to demonstrate that. So there, brothers and sisters, as you can see, this is just a wee demonstration of a woman holding a dirty nappy in the air. And it was that sort of formation where the tiled surface was just hanging there like a limp rag. And it was obviously a position of disgust. And then I heard discard with disdain. And then after that, only very shortly after that, I heard, "It seems some just don't want to join us." So the Lord was saying, there are just some out there who just don't want to join us. And then, brothers and sisters, I saw a third vision. And this time, and this will probably horrify you as it did me in the dream, I saw the Lord holding up 2 or 3 slimy worms in His fingers, and I immediately recoiled and said, "Oh, yuck, Lord, why did you show me that?" And I think this face just says it all, because that's how I felt. And the Lord said to me, "I'm just showing you how bad it is." And it was very obvious to me that He was finding the whole issue of the church, as I have found out, to be disgusting, and as He said, discard with disdain. Now, one of our subscribers said to me, when she heard me say that the tiles were hanging in the hand like a rag, she thought of Isaiah 64:6, and I think this verse is particularly a great verse for us to read. So I'm going to read it. "For we all have become like one who is unclean, and all our deeds of righteousness are like filthy rags. And I believe that the Lord has been saying to me that some of the churches are like filthy rags in his hand, and they just do not want to take part in his plan for mankind. They are rejecting Jesus, and they are rejecting his commandments. And I also thought of John 12:48. He that rejecteth me and receiveth not my words hath one that judgeth him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. So quite serious words, I must say. Now you are probably thinking, how did she know that it was the church he was talking about? And brothers and sisters, because I wasn't sure, I had to pray and ask the Lord to help me understand. And after that, I did some research because I felt that the room I was looking at was a huge, big cathedral-like atrium. And so I actually went online and looked for circular mosaics in churches. And you wouldn't believe it, but it is absolutely astounding how many great cathedrals and churches, particularly in Italy and Rome, have these circular patterns on the floors. And this picture that you're looking at here is very, very like what I saw. And just to demonstrate to you how many churches have these patterns, I'm just scrolling through just some of the ones I found online, and they are so much like what I saw in my vision. And I found that in Italy and particularly in Rome, some of the biggest churches, like the Sistine Chapel and many others, and even Westminster Abbey in Britain, have these particular type of designs in their buildings. And there is a particular couple of families that specialised in creating these patterns. And if you're interested, you can go on and find these. It's not difficult. So that confirmed to me that what I was looking at was the church. And I'm not sure if the Lord is particularly pointing to Rome and Italy, because as I say, other big cathedrals in Europe have also brought these artists over and had them create these designs in their churches also. Now that wasn't all, because a few days later I was still praying about this and asking the Lord to explain more so that I fully understood. And on the 1st of July he gave me another vision, and this time it was tiles again in a circular form, but nowhere near as ornate, and they were cream in colour, just all one colour, and they were very old. I could tell that they were worn and chipped, and they looked ancient. And I believe that the Lord was showing me early churches from hundreds of years ago. And once again I asked the Lord, yes Lord, but why? What? I know this is confirmation, but what does this mean? And he said to me a very strange phrase, which I'm really welcoming any comment on. He said, I'd run through fields to remember this. And still to this day I'm not quite sure what he meant, apart from the fact that he's saying this is very important and just do whatever you need to do to remember it. And then I had another strange word. I heard a big, huge octopus. And when I thought about that afterwards, I thought about the fact that the churches that are not following in the Lord's way, have huge, long tentacles where they have their parishioners in their grip, I guess. And one follower of my channel actually said, that she envisaged the tentacles of the octopus and the suction cups underneath that really suck onto their prey. And I thought, yes, once again, that circular form has come to play. So a very, very strange word from the Lord, but you can see how the churches have been misleading their followers, and they are not teaching what the Lord requires them to teach. So just recapping, I guess, what the Lord is saying to us is that He just doesn't matter how beautiful their cathedrals are, how high and mighty their altars are, how many gold ornaments they have, how many beautiful statues they have. He regards them with disdain. What did He say? He said, discard with disdain. So it counts for nothing. What really counts is our heart attitude to the Lord. And then I'd also like to share, on that day of the 1st of July, I saw a vision of a key. And the key was very strange because it was coloured in red. Up to just over 2/3 of the key was coloured in red. And then I heard a comment, but I'm sorry I can't remember the exact words, but it was something about time nearing. And I'd just like to finish with another verse, Revelation 3, verse 7 to 11, but I'll just read the first verse, and that is, He has the key of David. Now, He is Jesus. So He has the key of David that can open what no man can shut, and can shut what no man can open. I'd like to also just mention that Latter Rain 333, this sister's channel, she put out a video just a few days ago. Sorry, I just had to look it up. And she has entitled that video The Falling Church. And it is so similar, the theme of that video is so similar to what the Lord has just shown me. So just another confirmation. Now, there were other things I have discovered through searching and other things that the Lord has shown me, which I may make another video about. But at this stage, I think this is enough for one video. So my blessings to you all, and thank you for those who commented on this video that I put out yesterday. My apologies for pulling it down, but thank you for your comments. They've been brilliant. Bye for now.